Have you ever wanted to set up a JSON server locally so you can practice working with Ajax and JSON together without having to go through the trouble of setting up a server? Well, I've got just the solution for you within this upcoming lessons. I get a lot of requests from students looking for ways so that they can practice and work with JSON. And this is an amazing solution. So all it takes is going into your terminal and typing in one statement. So we've already brought in the package in Node, and all we have to do is type in JSON server. We specify the database that we want to use, and that's all we need to do. And if we don't have this db.json, it'll create one for us. So it'll create a default JSON file that we can use as a database. And you can see here that as we update content, if I clear this out, if I send content, we actually get content added into our database. So this is all sitting here as posts. This is the new one that just got added in, and we'll just show you one more. And when we send that data, we see that immediately it gets deposited into a JSON database. And this works like magic. It's truly an amazing way to work with JSON and get really, really familiar with JSON. You can customize all of this, and there's a lot of versatility and flexibility in what you can do. So in this application, we are going to be working with the basic version of it. So this is going to be with the default database, very basic version where we've got a post. So this is the post information, and each post might have comments to it. So we're displaying all of the comments and the post information. And then of course you can add in new comments. So I'll just type something in there, and you can see that that shows up there. And as well, if we go into our database, we can see that that new comment just got posted. And then we can always retrieve that back. So as we flip through the different posts, we can see the comments that were associated with it. So a lot of flexibility in here. And of course, there's a search as well. So this searches through all the posts for a particular word or phrase that you entered into the search and immediately retrieves them. And you can see over here, we're console logging out some of the data that we're retrieving back, and notice that this is all being done locally. So if we're posting locally to localhost 3000, and we don't have to worry about any CORS errors or any other issues that might impede with us practicing working with our JSON server. And the best thing is that this is all local. So once you've got this set up, you don't actually need an internet connection, and you can go ahead and practice working with JSON and Ajax anywhere. So at the very core of it, we're working with a GitHub version of JSON server, and we're pulling that in using Node Package Manager. And if you don't have Node installed, it's going to be a really easy install, and it comes with Package Manager. So once you install Node, you can go ahead and you can bring in these packages. And we'll show you and we'll guide you through in the upcoming lessons as well if you're not familiar with bringing in packages from Node. So there's a lot of options as well within JSON server. So there's plural routes, there's singular routes, there's a lot of different routes. You can paginate, you can sort, you can slice, you can have different operators, you can search, so that's the one that we're going to be showing you, as well as relationships. There's also more complex queries that you can do as well. You can set up your own customized database, and I'll show you how to do that. So you can get random data from Faker, Casual, Chance, JSON Schema Faker, and you can bring that in just as easily as we start up the JSON server. And it works really seamlessly and amazingly. And then there's a ton of different options as well. So once you finish the course, you can go ahead and you can experiment with some of these amazing features that's available within JSON server. So again, we are going to be showing you how to set up this type of application and using the defaults. And then this is just dummy data that I've already placed in it. And of course, we can update that data in the JSON database here, and that will reflect with what we've got over here. So if we wanted to add in additional values here, additional keys here, we could easily do that and then restart a database, and they'd already be present there. And we can update the data that we're sending and a whole lot more. So all of this and a lot more is coming up in the upcoming lessons. So let's get coding.